The door was open when I came home. That was the first thing I saw. The wind was cold. My hands were cold. But my heart was beating fast. I walked inside slowly. My little brother Tom was on the floor. His eyes were big. His face was white. He looked at me and said, "They came." I closed the door and ran to him. "Who came?" I asked. "The men," he said. "They want the money now." My name is Betty. I am 25 years old. I live in a small town in Colorado. My life is not easy. I live in a small flat with Tom. He is only 17. We lost our parents 2 years ago. Since then, I take care of him. He goes to school, and I work in a small factory. I do not make much money, but we have food and heat. We are not rich, but we are okay. At least, we were okay. Until now. Tom was in trouble. He borrowed money to fix a motorbike. I didn't know about it. He didn't tell me. Now the men wanted the money back. But we didn't have it. We didn't even have enough to buy new shoes. "How much do they want?" I asked. Tom told me. It was too much. I sat down on the old chair. My legs felt weak. My hands were shaking. "They said they will come back tomorrow," Tom said. "If we don't pay, they will hurt me." I wanted to cry, but I didn't. I had to be strong for him. That night I didn't sleep. I looked at the ceiling. I thought and thought. I had no family, no friends with money, no way out. Then I remembered a man. His name was Mr. Carter. He had money. He had a big car, nice clothes, and a big house. He came to the town sometimes. He looked at me once. I did not like how he looked at me. His eyes were not kind. But he had money. The next morning, I walked to his house. It was far. My shoes were old and wet. My coat was thin. But I didn't stop. I knocked on the door. A man opened it. He looked at me, then called Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter came. He smiled. "Betty," he said. "What a nice surprise." I said nothing at first. Then I looked at him and said, "I need money." He raised one eyebrow. "Come in," he said. I sat in a soft chair. The room was warm. My hands were cold. He gave me tea. I didn't drink it. "My brother is in danger," I said. "Please, I need money. I will pay you back." Mr. Carter looked at me for a long time. Then he said, "I will give you the money, but I want something too." I knew he would say that. I waited. "You will stay with me," he said. 1 week. Then the money is yours. I stood up. "No," I said. He laughed. "Then go. Your brother will not be safe." I walked out fast. My head hurt. My face was hot. My body felt heavy. I walked and walked. I passed houses, trees, and the train tracks. Then I stopped. I sat on a bench. I looked at the ground. I thought about Tom. His face. His fear. I took a deep breath. I stood up and went back to Mr. Carter's house. He opened the door and smiled again. "Yes?" he said. "I will stay 1 week," I said. He gave me an envelope. It was full of money. I did not look at it. I just put it in my coat. I said nothing and walked out. I did not go home. I did not want Tom to see me. I went to a woman I knew. Her name was Anne. She sent the money to the men. She did not ask questions. That night, I did not sleep at home. I sat in the bus station. It was cold and loud. I was scared, but I could not go back to that house. I could not see Mr. Carter again. The next morning, I started walking. I did not know where to go. I walked past the edge of town. I walked through the fields. My feet hurt. I was tired. Then I saw a small house near the woods. There was smoke from the chimney. I walked to the door and knocked. A young man opened the door. He looked surprised. His hair was messy. He wore old jeans. "Please," I said. "I need help." He looked at me for a long second, then stepped back. "Come in," he said. His name was Sam. He was kind. He gave me warm tea and dry socks. He let me sleep on his sofa. The house was quiet. The fire was warm. He asked nothing that night. The next day, I told him everything. About Tom. About Mr. Carter. About the money. About the deal. I looked at the floor when I spoke. I felt dirty. But Sam did not look away. He just listened. Then he said, "You did what you had to do." His words made me feel warm. I stayed for 2 more days. We talked about music, food, and the sea. I smiled. I laughed a little. For the first time in a long time, I felt safe. But I could not stay. I did not want to bring problems to him. I packed my bag. "Thank you," I said. "You are a good man." He walked me to the door. "Be safe, Betty," he said. I walked into the trees. The cold air touched my face. I felt sad, but I also felt strong. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I had to keep moving. I had to find a new life. Somewhere far from Mr. Carter. Far from fear. I am sharing my story, hoping they reach someone. Are you there? Are you listening? If so, let me know. Drop a hello or tell me where you're listening from. Just knowing you're here means everything. I walked for many hours. My shoes were wet. My legs were tired. The sun was high in the sky. The road was quiet. I saw no people. I saw no cars, just trees and old fences. But I did not stop. I wanted to get far from Mr. Carter. I wanted to feel free. I did not know where I was going. I just knew I could not go back. Later that day, I found a small motel. It was next to a gas station. The sign said, "Open." I had some money in my coat. I used it to pay for one night. The room was small. The bed was hard. But it was quiet. I took off my shoes and sat on the bed. I looked at the window. The sky was blue. But I felt sad. I thought about Tom. I hoped he was okay. I did not want him to worry. I did not want him to feel bad. He was just a boy. He made a mistake. I was the big sister. I had to protect him, even if I had to run. That night I could not sleep. I thought about Sam, his kind eyes, his quiet voice, his old socks and warm tea. I missed his house. I missed the fire. I missed the way I felt there. Safe. Warm. Not alone. But I had no choice. I could not stay. I did not want Mr. Carter to find me. I knew he was angry. I took his money. I did not keep my word. He would come after me. I was sure. The next morning, I left the motel. I walked to a small town nearby. The shops were quiet. I saw people drinking coffee. I saw children riding bikes. I sat on a bench and watched them. I wanted a life like that. A quiet life. A happy one. I found a small store and bought some food. Bread, cheese, and a red apple. I ate slowly. My hands were cold, but the food helped. I felt a little better. After lunch, I walked past a school. I stopped and looked through the fence. Children were playing. A man stood near the door. He looked like a teacher. He wore a blue shirt. His voice was soft. He laughed with the kids. I smiled a little. Then I looked away. I walked to the end of the street and sat on another bench. My body was tired. My heart was heavy. I missed Tom. I missed Sam. I missed feeling like I belonged somewhere. I stayed in that small town for 3 days. I moved from one place to another. I slept in cheap motels. I ate simple food. I did not talk to people. I tried to stay quiet and small. I tried to be safe. But one night, as I walked back to my motel, I saw something. A car. A black car. Parked near the road. I knew that car. I had seen it before. My heart stopped. I turned fast and walked the other way. I walked quickly. My feet hurt. My back hurt, but I kept going. I didn't go back to the motel. I didn't go back to the town. I walked to the bus stop and waited. The bus came late. It was cold. I got on and sat in the back. I didn't know where the bus was going. I didn't care. I just wanted to be far away. The bus moved slowly. I looked out the window. The trees passed by. The sky turned dark. The lights on the road were few. I felt alone, but I was used to that now. I stayed on the bus for hours. When it stopped in a new town, I got off. I walked to the nearest diner. It was old. The lights were yellow. A woman gave me coffee. I said thank you. I drank slowly. I thought about my next step. Then I heard a voice. A soft voice. "Betty?" I looked up. My hand shook. My eyes went wide. It was Sam. He was standing near the door. He looked surprised. I stood up. I didn't know what to say. He walked to me. "I looked for you," he said. "I didn't think I would find you here." I wanted to cry, but I smiled instead. "I missed you," I said. He sat down. "You ran away fast," he said. "I had to," I said. "He was going to come after me." Sam looked at me. "You don't have to run alone," he said. I looked into his eyes. They were warm, kind. I felt safe again. I nodded slowly. "I don't want to be alone anymore." Sam said he had a plan. He wanted to leave town too. He said he had a cousin in another part of Colorado, near the mountains. It was quiet there. No one would find us. "Come with me," he said. "We can start over." I did not think for long. I said yes. The next day we packed his car. It was old, but it worked. We drove for many hours. The roads were long. The trees were tall. We did not talk much, but we smiled. When we got to the small mountain town, I looked around. It was quiet. There were little houses, shops, and farms. It was not much, but it felt safe. We found a place to stay. It was a small house. It had 2 rooms, 1 kitchen, and a small garden. It was perfect. I looked at Sam and said, "This is home." He smiled and said, "Yes, it is." The town near the mountains was small, but I liked it. The people were quiet and kind. The air was fresh. The streets were clean. Every morning, I opened the window and looked outside. I saw trees, small houses, and the sky. I felt calm. I never had this before. My old life was loud and full of fear. This life was simple. This life gave me peace. Sam and I lived in a small house. It had 2 rooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a little garden. It was not big, but it was enough. I cleaned the house every day. I liked the sound of the broom on the floor. I liked to cook rice and eggs. Sometimes I made soup with carrots and potatoes. Sam always said, "This is good, Betty." His words made me smile. Sam worked at the school. He helped children with reading and writing. The children liked him. He was patient and friendly. He came home at 4 in the afternoon. I worked at a small shop. The shop sold tea, fruit, and some handmade soap. A woman named Donna owned the shop. She was old but strong. She wore glasses and spoke in a soft voice. She taught me how to talk to people. "Look at the eyes when you speak," she said. "And always smile." I listened to her. I liked her. She treated me like family. One Saturday, we had a small market in town. I helped Donna sell soap and fruit. Sam came too. He brought tea in a thermos. We sat under a tree and drank it. We watched people walk past. Children played with balloons. A dog ran in circles. A man sang a song with a guitar. Sam held my hand and said, "You look happy." I said, "I feel happy." But not every day was easy. Some nights I still had bad dreams. I saw Mr. Carter in my sleep. I saw his face, his house, his hands. I woke up with cold sweat on my back. Sam was always next to me. He held my hand and said, "It's over, Betty. You are safe." His voice made me calm. His touch made me strong. One morning I got a phone call. I picked up and heard a voice I knew. "Betty, it's me," the voice said. "It's Tom." I sat down. "Tom," I said, "are you okay?" He said yes. He was working at a garage. He fixed cars. He said, "I rent a room now. I buy my own food. I even have a friend." I smiled. I felt my eyes get wet. He said, "Thank you. You helped me. You saved me." I said, "You are my brother. I will always help you." After the call, I sat outside. The wind moved the leaves. I closed my eyes and smiled. My brother was safe. I had a home. I had peace. That night, Sam came home with a box. "Open it," he said. I opened the box. Inside was a photo frame. In the frame was a picture of us. We were in the garden. We were laughing. Under the photo were words. It said, "Love is the safest place." I looked at Sam. I said, "This is the best gift." He said, "You are the best gift." The next day, Sam and I went for a walk. We walked past the school, past the little shops, and up a small hill. At the top, we sat on a bench. We looked at the town below. The sun was warm. Birds flew in the sky. Sam turned to me and said, "Betty, I want to ask you something." I looked at him. "Yes?" I said. He took my hand and said, "Will you marry me?" My heart beat fast. I did not speak right away. Then I said, "Yes, I will marry you." We did not have a big wedding. We had a small one in the garden behind our house. Donna came. Some children from the school came too. A kind man from the shop made a cake. I wore a simple dress. Sam wore a clean white shirt. We said our words under a big tree. After that, we ate cake and drank tea. It was a good day. Married life was calm. We did not go on a trip. We stayed at home. We cooked together. We read books. Sometimes we just sat on the sofa and said nothing. That was enough. That was love. Weeks passed, then months. The bad dreams came less often. I started to sleep better. I laughed more. I sang small songs while cleaning. I helped Donna more in the shop. I even learned to make the soap. She said, "You are smart, Betty." One day I told Sam, "I want to stay here forever." He said, "Then we will." But I still remembered the past. I did not forget what happened. I did not forget Mr. Carter. I did not forget how afraid I felt. But I was not that girl now. I was not weak. I was not lost. I was strong. I was free. I had a husband who loved me. I had a brother who was safe. I had a life I built with care. Some days I sat in the garden and looked at the sky. I thought about the day I ran. I thought about the road, the cold, the fear. But I also thought about Sam's house, his warm fire, his kind voice. That day, I ran from danger, but I ran into love. Now I know one thing. You can fall. You can cry. You can feel small, but you can stand again. You can walk. You can find help. You can find someone who sees you, someone who stays. I took his money and ran away. I made a mistake. I broke a promise. But I also found something better. I found safety. I found kindness. I found love.